Agreed. Greetings and salutations.
The universe is just doomed. 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 Doomed.
Hi, welcome back.
It's us, Nicole.
And Tessa.
And we have no
And
research assistant.
No.
We're doing a
By
remote
ourselves tonight.
solo today.
Yes, we are.
Just because, convenience and...
I know. Well, you have your
I
brother-in-law.
have a house guest, and so
Yeah.
I didn't want to make Tessa have to get on the couch and sleep with my brother-in-law.
Get on the couch,
Get on
sleep
the
with my
couch.
brother-in-law.
Or sleep in a
with my
recliner,
brother-in-law, right? Like, sleep on the floor. I'll sleep in Willow's bed.
Yeah. Plus, apparently we need to readjust our third-person audio for in-persons.
I know.
I'm all over the place with...
I know.
First,
I
Kim
know.
is fine. Then Leanna's too quiet. Then Leanna's really loud.
And then the rest of us are quiet. Like,
so
I don't know what
just
the fuck.
take a break off with the third mic for a week. And,
Break it off.
Plus,
Break it off.
It's time for little robot helpers. We need a little, alien. Never.
I know.
Never gets into where they're fucking from.
They're made of metal. They're made of machines. So
Batteries
therefore
not
it fits
included, 1987.
the requirements. Which it was something else, but we ended up switching it to this because it fit better and because we both watched this movie a fucking ton.
Yeah. And I couldn't believe, well, we'll get into it after we talk about the cast, but I couldn't believe how sad the whole beginning part of this movie is. I don't know.
Well, the whole thing is so fucking sad.
True.
That's why I don't like watching this movie.
True.
I don't know how I watched it so many times.
The robots
because
are
I knew
just that adorable.
they're that cute. And like it's a happy ending,
Right.
Or whatever. And Jessica Tandy's sweet, sweet pussy is in there. So like,
Well, again, that's why we figure strike while the iron is hot. Strike while the pussy is hot.
Strike while the pussy is hot. Slam that pussy while it's
Might
hot.
as well, because we only brought her up.
Do
We
it
haven't
now.
even ever done a movie with her in it, right?
No, I don't think so. I think we just
She just came up peripherally in another in the thing.
She just came up. She just came up. So yeah, Batteries Not Included, 1987. Story by McGarris.
I saw that. I'm like, ooh, I'm going to tag him.
Did
Last
you
time
see
I tagged
that?
him, he reposted our thing.
And then also the other writers, Brad Bird, which is known for The Simpsons, Iron Giant, The Incredibles.
Right.
And I want to say married to Jennifer Tilly for a little bit.
Oh, really?
And also Matthew Robbins, who works with Guillermo del Toro quite a bit and did Mimic and Dragon Slayer.
Ooh.
So we got some heavy hitters. You know what?
sure.
Because of Mick Garris, this is why we saw that robot birth canal. This is why we saw that robot birth canal.
He
That's
is
why
the
there was all the
Sleepwalkers
light.
guy.
It was all that light fucking.
Right.
That's where that started, that purple light fucking.
Yep.
That's where Mick got the idea.
He's like,
and
oh,
brought
we
it to
better make a light up
Sleepwalkers.
birth
Light
canal.
up- light up birth canal. Light up robot fucking.
They have light sex, so because isn't it like they go in there and isn't it all like psh, psh, like
Yeah.
things going
Yeah.
off?
And Faye knows what they're up to, and they all stand around and watch like a bunch of perverts.
And before we get too far, I don't want to
know.
forget to thank a new patron,
Oh, yes. Welcome.
Miss Carolyn Sands, the author of Meat,
Celebrated writer.
has joined our Patreon.
How exciting.
And Kara,
How
even if it's
exciting.
just so you can hear us talk about your book, I'll take your $2.
That's fine. That's fine. I enjoyed your book.
We did. And if you guys want to
I
hear about
enjoyed your
Kara's
book.
book, Meat, you should
Yes.
go listen to our Patreon episode. What was the February this month in
yeah.
June?
Right. Yeah. That's what we talked about it.
All right, now we can get into the cast.
Now we can do it. We have Hume Cronyn as Frank Riley.
And his real life wife,
Yep,
Jessica Tandy.
Pussy Like Candy as Faye Riley. Frank McRae as Harry Noble.
Elizabeth Peña and them titties as
I know,
Marisa
my God.
Estival.
I know we talked about this.
I
but
thought to
Elizabeth
myself,
Peña's titties.
before it got to that part, because I know Elizabeth Peña's titties in my mind, and I thought it was the early childhood memories, several
May she
movies.
rest in peace.
And I thought to myself, this is like a PG movie, and there's absolutely
Right.
no reason to show me this pregnant woman's titties. So that's
I
not
know.
this can't be one of those movies. Oh no,
No, it
they
is.
found a way.
They found a way
in a children's
There's
film.
always a way
to show
put
you
them
her
titties
titties.
in there. I know. Well, you know, she's got some pretty or had some pretty cool tits. So
I mean
that was
hey.
fine. But her titties made up a pretty big percentage of like the mid 80s for me.
The big one that I saw, because it was extra disturbing, because I believe it was her and an extra sweaty Richard Dreyfuss and his floppy notebook.
Oh, God.
In Down and Out in Beverly Hills.
Yes.
Which, just because it had so
Wow.
many famous people in it, I was like 8 years old, and it was like, I know who all these, Nick Nolte, whatever, like I've seen all these people. And then there was this sweaty sex scene with them, and I was like, oh no.
He got that floppy notebook out. No.
Oh, he sure did.
Man. We also have Michael Carmine as Carlos, who was apparently Isai Morales was up for this at the same time as La Bamba, and he chose La Bamba, obviously, and Elizabeth Peña was also in that.
But she got
Burned
to do both.
Yeah, she got to do both.
Couldn't he
but
do both?
well, because he decided on La Bamba because he had the same last name as Bob Morales. Duh.
But I mean, why couldn't he do both? She did both.
I know. I don't know.
time?
I don't know why he couldn't do both. Maybe he wasn't like that. I don't know. Elizabeth Peña, she had double the titty, double the work. I don't know.
Dennis Boutsikaris as Mason Baylor, and now
Whatever
he ever in
happened to that
anything
guy?
else?
I know. That was my question. We don't
gives
have a
me-
research assistant.
It's like Richard
What else was
Lewis
he-
with a beard, or like
A little.
or somebody. He reminds me of somebody. God, I don't know. That suit was so 80s with the loose tie.
His whole artist persona was
He did
like,
not seem like someone who was an artist living. Those suits, he did not look like.
No.
I'm living in a shitty, about to be demolished hotel. But I guess he was all into it, like because it was historic.
because he was like, it was historic, and he was like an artiste.
It's artistic.
Let's see, what the hell else was he at? Oh my God, he was in the Dream Team.
Oh, with the one with Michael Keaton?
Yes, he was in the Dream
okay.
Team, girl.
So yes, I did definitely see that one as well.
Okay, so those were the Crocodile Dundee 2.
I'm sure I probably saw that.
Probably saw him in that. Oh, In Dreams.
Which one
Oh,
was
he's
In
the cop
Dreams?
with Annette Bening and Robert Downey Jr.'s.
Oh yes. Oh God, I haven't seen that in a long time.
I know. I saw that shit in the theaters. I was all into that movie. It was like, I don't know. I thought it was good. It's weird.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's really not good. It's really not good. But like no one believes me that movie exists.
Oh no, I remember it.
Well, I know you do, but that's different. Real life
we have
people
the same
don't
brain,
ever
so it doesn't matter. Tom Aldridge as Sid. Is it Hoganson? My handwriting.
Hoganson, I think so.
atrocious.
Jane Hoffman as Muriel Hoganson.
John DeSanti as Gus. Wait, who was even Gus?
I'm not entirely sure. I think he was one of the thugs, most likely.
Oh, okay. I just have I haven't seen this in so long.
I know,
couldn't remember
same.
when
I
this stopped
couldn't-
getting important.
Well, I do know John Pankow was forehead limo there at Kovacs.
Dude, that
He
guy
was the
is
guy-
just
I know.
Dr. Douchebag. Like, and no
I
matter
know.
what he's ever in, he's
He
always
couldn't
a
help
douchebag.
it.
It's that
he was
forehead.
born with that forehead. I know. That's what I'm saying. I called him forehead limo throughout the whole thing, and I was like, oh, it's Kovacs.
I couldn't, because it doesn't ever say his name, and so I think I have
No.
douchebag. Like I just called him a different insult every single time until they finally
I was
said
like,
his
he's
name.
just creeping around, being a fucking asshole. So, what else do I got here? McIntyre Dixon as DeWitt, who I also
Don't know
I'm not
who's
entirely
DeWitt.
sure who that is.
Who that is.
Who that is? Michael Greene as Lacey, who that's the
Right, you
big
only
bad.
see him
He's
at the
like
end.
yeah.
Wendy Shaw, who's only in it
yes.
for a minute, but she was in that. We did that Julie Brown one with with the Coltworthy podcast, and Wendy Shaw was in that one, right? She was like the
Yes.
reporter lady, or the.
Was that out there?
I think
or
that
no?
was out there.
Okay. So yeah, she's a voice actor.
I think
isn't
so.
She does a bunch of stuff. And I also got Darius. That's not
Doris?
even what I wrote. Doris Balak as Mrs. Thompson, the preservation
Yeah, it's like,
society
no, fuck
lady.
your
She's
building.
been
Your building
I know, but
sucks.
she's been in like all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
But then she liked it.
Yeah,
When the miracle occurred.
the miracle.
The miracle occurred.
So we set up our story just so you
Ooh, it's
know
all-
how long this family has been, or this
It's
couple
jazzy.
has been in this, with a whole photoshopped montage. And now these people really have been married. Like, you didn't just have photos.
I know these were taken from their photos. I'm sure they had,
But some
maybe
of them
they
you
weren't
could
like,
tell they were just badly photoshopped their young faces
it
on.
was 1987. Well, they took actual photos of them as young people, but I guess not
but I mean, like
actual
they've been
photos. Maybe they
married-
weren't in New York.
Well, I guess they weren't married. She had another husband first. I think he was her second husband. So I don't know if they got married till they were in their 20s or 30s.
Well, still, they were married for like until they died, or one of them. Who I don't know who died first, but
I think she did. She died in 94, and he didn't die until like 2005.
Oh, I feel like she like went on for a long time.
No,
but
I
then
looked
again,
it up, and she was 85 in 94, which means she wasn't even 80 in this movie.
Well, she's got a lot of issues for someone who's not quite 80, but also it might not just be dementia. It might be like her trauma related whatever. So she's been like that since well, like, yeah, but so she's been like that since like what, the fucking 50s?
I don't know, because it doesn't ever really. That's the thing about you do get to know the characters, but just from like what their present circumstances are,
right? Like you just get a couple context cues,
yeah. And so you can tell they've lived here for 1,000 years, however long they've been together.
Since the beginning of time, since the beginning of New York,
and everything's
they've had Riley's diner.
Yes, everything's being demolished around them.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's sold off their properties, and they're like holding on to their little corner.
And here come little Faye with her mismatched shoes.
Oh my gosh! You know what though? I kind of feature this like sunglasses, muumuu.
The outfit itself, besides the mismatched shoes, I have
the cigarette holder.
I have absolutely no problem with the outfit.
Well, one of them is like
fun.
a jelly shoe, so like that's extra fun.
When they find her other jelly shoe, he puts it on her foot, and that's when I noticed that it was a jelly shoe.
Cinderella, Cinderella. But yeah, she's like walking amongst all of this destruction because this neighborhood is just, it's
literally being
demolished,
turned to rubble.
Like, literally, yeah.
And you
like
see
it's all amongst
a big sign that Lacey Plaza is going up.
Yes, yes. They're building all of that shit. And Faye wanders around. The construction is like, it's all kind of disturbing.
Frank goes and like puts himself in front of a fucking tractor or whatever that thing is, bulldozer to like block the building, and they're like, "Oh, Pops, I was just parking, like I'm just coming in for a burger
like
or whatever."
Shaking his shit. He's like, "You got some fucking nerve coming in here like anybody else is," but still he has his pride,
right?
Because this is bullshit. So she comes in talking about her dementia rambles.
Oh yeah, I had to do the marketing.
Yeah, someone's got to do the marketing.
You know Jessica Tandy's British?
That kind of makes sense because I've seen her in a bunch of like
and there's little accent
British
creeps
things
out in this and stuff. But yeah, when I was looking her up, she's British. I was like, oh wow, and he's Canadian, Hume Cronyn.
That makes sense. I don't know why, but Hume Cronyn sounds like a real
Canadian name.
Hume is that short for some? Hume
Does he know how to
short for something? Tune is human. He's only human. Do, 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 do.
So yeah, she comes home with her groceries. She says, but doesn't
the
look
marketing.
Like she didn't buy anything. I don't think
she stole all that shit from the empty corner store that's now rubble. She picked up some bricks and bric-a-brac.
But pregnant Marisa, she's got her groceries. She's on her way home past the local thugs.
Right, and she's getting harassed like crazy. Like this obviously, like it shouldn't be because she's pregnant. You shouldn't do it. You just shouldn't do it. But they're like hounding her and in her space
they, like,
and in
chase
her
her
face.
Up the stairs basically
yes!
and go into her apartment trying to throw money at her for her to move out.
Right, they're trying to buy off all these people to get out of this building because they want it for Lacey Plaza.
Right. So Lacey's, and that was quite a bit of. When they finally do show, I want to say it's maybe $1,000 a piece, which in 1987, that was significant dough to get yourself settled in a new apartment. You know what I mean?
It was enough for like the Hogansons to fuck off.
Yeah, they fucked
Jersey.
off to the retirement home or whatever.
Right?
So yeah, so we have that whole sad scene about them coming in, throwing money at everybody. Nobody wants to take it, especially Frank. And he's like he gets Faye to take it.
Well, yeah, because they give it to her because she's Bobby, thank you for the money, Bobby. And he's like, don't give it to her. They're like holding him down. It's all fucked up.
It's very fucked up. And then they beat the shit out of his fucking diner. Well, just Carlos does.
They start busting up all their shit because they're like, get out of here. No one's coming in here. Blah, 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 blah.
And did you notice that one of his gang was Roach from Point Break?
Oh, shit.
Point Break.
Yes. No, I did not.
With spiky hair.
It seems like that would be the kind of bullshit he'd be getting up to.
Right.
When he's not robbing banks and surfing.
So
they go down there to like
sad.
fully right. They go down there to like fully harass Harry, like to assault him.
Yeah.
He's just trying to retowel
he's
the
like
floor.
an ex-boxer who apparently got too many hits to the head or something.
Yeah, he has sustained a brain injury and now he is non-violent and quiet and he just likes to fix things.
Yeah, he's Mr.
And
Fix
keep
It.
to himself. Yeah. So they go over there, they bust up his shit and try to give him the money. And like Faye's over there, she continues to be confused. Like, why can't I hear the boys playing?
Oh God! And her friend's like, "Remember my son?" She doesn't mention her son,
right?
She's like, "They're grown with his
he's
own
all
kids
grown
now."
up, right? Like I'm a grandmother. Like nobody mentions Bobby.
No one reminds her. Oh, Bobby died a long time
Well,
ago.
nobody wants the breakdown that comes with all of that. She doesn't listen anyway. I guess they
True.
probably could. So Carlos. That was already that already happened.
Frank goes
so
to the
everyone's.
cops. He goes to flag down the
Right.
cops, and he's like, "Why
And the
bother?"
pigs ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah,
They're like, what
he's like, why?
neighborhood? They ain't no reason to blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like, why don't you go move to Florida or something?
And Mason brings home this lady from the historical society. Like as they're,
But
he
now-
waited until everything
know.
is rubble and now there's
Well-
just this one little building that's all. It's all
And
even
not
like
only
chopped
that-
up on the sides.
I know, but not even that. But like, they have just finished busting up Riley's place, so now it looks even shittier. At least on this corner,
like, "It
with
didn't
like
look
the
this
broken
bad
windows.
this morning."
I know. He was like, I swear to God, when I left, it wasn't this bad. And she's like, oh no, this is fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
like this isn't going to be. This
We're not
isn't
going to
even.
preserve this.
This is not historical. It's not worth preserving. So that doesn't work out. Not going to pan out.
And he goes upstairs to his girlfriend packing her bags because those dudes earlier punched a hole in his door and like grabbed her by the ankles or something. Like, take
And,
the
like,
money.
Threw in the money, and she's like, I am getting the fuck out of here. Like, I thought it would be cool to live with an artist in his shitty fucking loft apartment downtown
But
or
it's
whatever.
just
But
shitty.
it's just shitty.
And
It's
was
not,
it just me, or did she have a tote bag full of wine bottles? Did you notice this?
I did not notice this.
Or not a
but
tote bag, but like it looked like a bag designed
A
to
gym
carry
bag?
wine bottles. Like it had all these
Oh.
pockets on the outside, and I swear she had like at least 4 bottles of wine. She
maybe it
packing
was.
up.
Maybe that was what she was into. She like her
She just
little
drinks
teeny
wine all
bopper
day.
outfit belied her love for fine wines.
for fine wines. And Marissa,
She's like,
listening,
this is the 80s. No
Yeah.
one loves reality anymore.
Marissa's listening at the door, and I wrote in parentheses us. Listening
I
to
know,
the drama
right?
from the
Like,
neighbors, like,
Oh, for sure. If it's a shitty ass, like crumbling ass building, and I know that there's like some fucking artist that lives over there. There's like a weird,
I'd be
like
as
nice
a-
guy that lives down
a
there.
single pregnant lady whose baby daddy is like out on tour or whatever.
I know, just out fucking around.
Yeah.
like he's on tour, but like he just comes and goes like the breeze.
He's probably got a pregnant chick in every fucking town.
Oh, every fucking port. I'm absolutely sure of it.
So yeah, now the other old couple that lives with them, they're done. They're packing up their shit to go to the retirement home in Jersey.
Frank goes out there and sees them moving all their shit out of there, and they're like,
And Faye's packing too. She thinks they're going to
she's
Cuba.
helping. Yeah,
She's
they can go to Cuba. That'll be fun.
She's like, yeah, where's our suitcases? And he's like, oh,
Oh no. Well, and it seems like Muriel's been the one taking
she's
care
the
of
caretaker.
her
Yeah.
because she gives them the real quick rundown of like medications and this and that, and she's got to take her Mary Poppins medication at night.
This is you taking care of me when I'm old and we all
I
four
know.
live together when our kids are gone.
We're just gonna dump our old lady drugs out on the floor and split them up.
I'm just like, what do you got?
What do you got? I'll give you.
3 capsules for
I will give you 3 capsules for a tablet and a bar.
exactly. So yeah, and again, so it's just sad upon sad. So like
I
they're
know.
losing their home, they're losing their business, their son is dead, their best friends are
Yeah.
leaving.
I know.
And he has to go do his first night, like a ritual. Or wait, we're not quite there yet.
No, we're
First
not
we go
quite
back
there
down
because-
to Harry's basement where he's repairing tiles.
Right. He's putting all these little tiles together, just like futile.
I
Futile.
know. After they smashed up all his shit and they're going to tear this
I know.
building down anyway.
I know. So like everybody's all fucking sad. Faye's looking for Muriel after they've
And
left.
he's like, I'm Muriel now.
Yeah, and she's like, well, don't come in here. He's like, okay, well then I'm Frank now.
Yeah, because
So
she
he's
goes,
like,
get Frank. And he's all, okay, I'm Frank now.
I know. So like he goes in there and like
She's so cute, though.
I know. They're both so adorable.
Such a
and,
precious little old lady.
this whole like their apartment is this perfect little time capsule. Like the bathroom, the kitchen with all the little perfect things. Like their spot is, I would imagine the Hogansons probably look the same.
You probably.
But like their little spot's a perfect little.
It's like Lucy and Ricky and Ethel and Fred. Like if because they were all in one apartment building. So technically if you had like your own areas of the house and your own rooms and spaces, it would be very similar.
Right. Like I would live in a big building with you,
Totally.
like on floors or whatever. Like, oh, you're up on the
It would make podcasting
floor.
much easier.
Oh, that it certainly would. We would still do it remote, like
Right,
from
we're like, you
one
know
floor
what?
to the other. You know what? I don't
can't-
want to take the stairs.
I'm not climbing the stairs today.
I'll come down in the dumbwaiter.
Oh my God, I wish. Isn't that the dream?
I know.
Fucking
Like to
dumbwaiter.
basically live in like a tree house.
And you
Like
have
I
to-
want to live in Punky Brewster's tree house.
Absolutely.
That will have to be a thing that we'll have to look into.
I got to start growing a big tree or something out here. I'm gonna need a real big tree.
Well, the time for that is fucking past,
Right?
I think. Like to make sure the tree is big enough at this point if you're just now
It's not gonna be.
growing it.
So yeah, they have their cute little. He gets her to take her medicine. Say, no, we say frog.
Frog. Yeah. Oh God.
And I wrote, at least she's happy demented. Like she's
Right.
not.
She's not.
You know what I mean?
angry.
Exactly.
I know.
So even though she forgets, when you remind her, she just forgets immediately again. But she's stuck in at least a phase of being
A pleasant, you know,
always in a good
whatever
mood.
she seems.
So
Yeah, she seems pretty happy most of the time. So he goes down to their perfect little kitchen and is just like he loses his shit.
he kicks the fuck out of that chair.
Yes,
for like
he
a
kicks the
70-year-old
fuck out of
dude.
his chair.
You could sort of see him wince, like lift, like favoring the
Right,
other
like-
leg for a second.
like,
Like,
oh,
shit,
fuck,
maybe
ouch.
kicked that too hard.
I might have gone too hard. It was that cocoon shit.
Right?
That cocoon shit was like some
feeling
powerful
youthful.
shit. He was feeling too youthful. He had his dander up.
He had the substance.
Oh no.
Young
Who would
Hume
be
came
his
out. Oh, who would be?
They'd probably
Ooh.
just get Timothée Chalamet. They get him for everything. Chalamet.
So yeah, he prays to
Like-
anyone for help.
Right,
Like,
just
this
please
is-
somebody fucking help us.
He's at
Like
the end
I-
of his rope.
he sure is. So that night, a small little craft appears in the window while Faye is sleeping after he puts her to bed.
It's like a little UFO, but with big eyeballs.
Yeah, they're so cute.
Well, not real eyeballs. If you haven't
Well,
seen
not-
this,
yeah,
it doesn't have
but
real
like-
eyeballs, but it has.
It's got big googly eyes.
This one doesn't have the biggest. This is how you
No,
can
it
tell this
doesn't.
is the boy when you see the
Exactly.
other one, because the boy
the
has
other
little
one
eyes.
shows up and it's got big blue eyes
Uh-huh.
and it's like, oh, that one's obviously
They're a
the
couple.
girl.
Yes.
They're a couple. They're a heterosexual alien robotic couple. Clearly, they have to do that correctly and like gender norms.
And there is no part of this movie where they try to figure out what these things are, where
Nope.
they came from. They just know they're here for us because
Well,
he called them.
Harry tells them straight, or he tells Mason straight up later on, like the best way to make a miracle go away is to ask why the fuck it's here.
Right.
So just go with it.
But I'm
But at
curious.
first, that's not what happened. So the little spacecraft things come into their apartment, start flying around.
Yeah, while
and-
they're still asleep, so they don't see any of this.
Right. And it sees the little broken, because when Carlos came in, he broke up all their shit, tore up all their old photographs. What a dick.
Well, first, when he calls the wife bot in, she goes and immediately plugs her. She like crash lands in their kitchen and plugs herself
Right.
into the outlet.
She needed to be charged. Like that's what it comes in and finds the electricity.
Yeah, and
Electricity.
Faye wakes up and sees that they have fixed the broken photo. Like she
Right.
doesn't see what happened. She just sees
No. She just sees that it's, and she, having forgotten already, just puts it up on the mantle and like, whatever, that's cool. And then she sees,
the toaster on the floor.
right, and it takes off.
It like gets
she
sucked
follows
up
the
the stairs,
toaster.
and she's like, "What?"
It just wanders upstairs. So she follows the toaster upstairs.
goes
as
up
you
on the
would.
roof.
Sure. And she's like, is this where Frank is calling all the
No, not this. Still, she's
no,
still all
that's
by
right.
herself. So she
And
pulls
she
on the
finds
cord
them making like a nest.
and finds that they're up there. Yeah, they like fly up dramatically at her, whatever.
Right.
And then cut to the morning.
Right. And at breakfast, Frank, he can't find the fucking
Where's the
toaster.
Goddamn toaster.
He is at the end of his fucking rope.
Like, I
can't
asked for
find
help, and I woke up and my fucking toaster's missing.
I was gonna throw this in the bathtub this morning.
Seriously, foiled
So-
again.
He's calling the retirement place and notices that the photo is fixed. He's like, Faye, where's Faye? So she's escaped again. Harry finds that all his tiles are arranged like
As
that
a little
robot.
UFO mosaic or whatever.
What
So
the fuck?
cute.
Mason, in a fit of artist regret, tries to catch all because he's thrown all of his.
Oh yeah, he got all
He
mad
was
when his
like-
girlfriend left and
he was-
threw all his art out the window into the street.
He got artist mad and now he's feeling artist regret, but the garbage truck is already taking off. But he sees that his door is fixed.
right, no more hole in the door. And
And when
gets
he comes
down,
out, Marisa, her little Our
Saint-
Lady is
that they
fixed.
broke is fixed.
Right. And she's like, what the fuck is going on? And Frank's like, have you seen Faye around here?
And they find her. They find Faye the feeder. She's up there with like little nuts and bolts, like
I know, like little
throwing
chickens,
little
like
snacks out for the
like
aliens.
nails and shit. Yeah. And they're like, oh, Faye,
uh-oh.
honey.
what's
And, like,
happening now?
Marisa sees, she's like, oh shit, there's my frying pan. And Mason's like, you got to tell them that your shit's in there. My coffee pot is in there. And she's like, no. Like, clearly there's a problem here. Like, I'll just come back and get my shit later. Like, it's.
And she's like, it's
don't make
not
a scene.
me, it's the little guys. That's like the only name really that they get.
Right.
Is the little
They're the
guys.
little guys. That's what I write. That's what I call them throughout the rest of this. It's just the little guys and then the babies and the littlest guy.
Yeah, the runt.
is what I call them throughout the rest.
And
so
Mason goes in there all cocky. Like,
I know,
I'm gonna
he was
I'm gonna get
like-
my shit back.
right. And zap.
He comes out with the cartoonishly fried hair, like
I love
standing
that
up on end.
both him and Carlos have a very similar like experience
Yeah.
with these
They
things
feel the
where they come out like this Looney Tune shit that they come out with their shit all torn up and their hair all wild.
And Faye's just like not phased. Faye is not phased. She's like, well,
No,
you shouldn't be standing in a puddle touching electrical cords or
I
whatever.
know. Like, why are you so dumb? So now she's like, oh no, they're like the fixers. Hold on, check this out. So she takes Frank's pocket watch.
And smashes the shit out of it.
She's like, oh, I'm going to do a magic trick. And like, they pop up. They're like, absolutely fucking not. And they come out here and they fix.
Yeah, immediately. And so they're not hiding from anybody. They just they're
No.
doing their thing.
They're building a nest in the coop. They're just doing their shit. They just cannot abide by broken things. So they come out, they fix the fucking watch, and then they fuck off back to their little nest in the coop.
So yeah, so they like to fix things, and she's like, they have that knack.
Oh, yeah. So they go down there and like even the whole fucking diner is fixed up now.
Yes, and
Everything is back to where it should be. They're like, oh, fuck, this is great. And she like, dance me around, Papa. She calls him Papa.
yeah, adorable.
I know. Dance me around. So now they're happy for about 2 minutes, but Lacey's goons are out there noticing that, well, what the fuck? Now, how did everything get fixed
Yeah, like what?
so
what is
quickly?
going
Like,
on now?
who's.
Runs back to he runs back seeing the diner's repaired, and he's just like all incredulous.
Right.
Oh, then we see the bread box bouncing around the halls.
Right, because Mason's on the horn trying to figure out what the fuck all this shit is, and like no one knows.
He
and
calls.
he sounds crazy.
He's trying to call like the army. He's trying to call like, did you lose a thing? Is there something you should tell
right,
us? And
like unidentified craft
they
or
like
whatever.
refer
and
him
it's
to
like,
the toy department somewhere or something.
he's like, it's
and
not a
like,
fucking
it's not a
toy.
These things are
Yeah.
sentient.
Well, that and it's like, well, even if it were, do you think that anything else is going to happen except for the government going to come and probably firebomb your building and
Right,
take back
and
whatever the
just,
fuck it is? Like maybe you should shut the fuck up
Kill
as an
everybody
artist.
for seeing something you shouldn't have seen.
As an artist, like they're just going to come there and kill everybody and take all of your stuff. Why are you trusting the government like that?
Seriously.
So
So
they-
they follow the little bread box.
Right. And like Carlos shows up also at this moment.
Yeah.
Is this not what happens? And like he shows up and he sees the little bread box take off into the sky.
Yeah, and he comes in with
and
this
everything
bat,
is fixed.
and the bot like clocks him from behind with a pot.
Right, with the pot and pan or whatever, and like
So they're
they go
not
trying
just
to-
fixers.
No, they also
They got
realize
involved in the drama.
Right. Well, I guess they realize.
They were trying to hurt their buddies.
Right. I don't know. And now Mason's like, well, no. After the lady one is all plugged in, she get the zoomies.
Yeah, she's so full
I
of
know.
power. And you never see the man one have to plug himself in.
I
But
know.
this is already the second time she had to repower. Is it? Oh, because she prego?
Is she pregnant? She
pregnant?
Because she pregnant.
Internet, am I
Tin roof.
pregnant?
Rusted.
How do I know if I'm pregnant?
I don't want to know if I'm pregnant.
But yeah, maybe that's why she needs extra power.
So now Mason's going to call the fucking cops. Again, what the fuck are they going to do? What the fuck are they going to do?
I don't know.
So Carlos comes in, talk about what the fuck, and she's like, Bobby. And he's like, my
Oh
name
God, stop calling me Bobby, lady.
is not Bobby. And she's like, oh, sorry, Robert.
That is not what he meant, ma'am.
And
when Carlos, when he chases him up, did we talk about?
Right.
He comes
No,
out all
this is right.
fried too.
He comes up, yeah,
with the
he goes
hair.
up there and he checks out the shit because his bat goes up there because they're taking little bits of metal from
Mm-hmm.
everything. They feed them metal things and they're taking it apart to feed upon all that shit. So he also gets Looney Tuned. And now Mason's trying to take a closer look. He's trying to get in there and see all the little circuitry, and he gets slapped by a little hand.
Little hand. And what was the hand made out of?
He was like, this is my coffee pot.
That's right.
'Cause it said
built
GE.
itself a little hand for slapping.
I guess so, because that's what they do. They not only fix stuff,
They
but
add.
they constantly like rebuild themselves.
And
by
there's a
eating
whole,
metal.
And that's even more confusing when it shows you what's inside, because it almost looks like there's a tiny bunch of light people or something. There's like a
who
whole world
knows?
of light zooming around inside of there. And I'm
Right.
like, is
It's
that,
a bunch of circuitry.
like, is that supposed to be their veins and stuff, or is that like other creatures that live
their
inside this creature?
circuitry system.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, I thought when the plug came out of the little runway came out of they show the little robot mama pussy one time when like the plug comes out, and I thought when the ramp opened that something was going to come out of there.
Yeah.
Even though I've seen this movie 100,000 times, I know goddamn well there's no little creature inside.
But it seems like there should be. But
I
also
know. Why would
shouldn't.
there be a ramp?
Yeah.
Why would there be a fucking ramp?
Because the babies don't even need the ramp.
No,
They
they
just,
just,
like,
have a
float out,
robot
right?
mama birth canal that they make sure that you see.
Before we even get there, we're about halfway through, I think.
Okay.
Ish. Let's see. How many notes I got
Are
left?
we about?
I think so. Let's see here. How much longer I got? Yeah. I think we're about halfway through.
All right. All right.
So we will take a quick break.
We can do that.
We'll be right back. And we're back.
We are back, and everybody's chatting. Everyone's talking about the miracle and what
Yes.
this means. And Faye's chatting with Melissa, who asks about Bobby, but she kind of mentions him and Frank don't get along so hot, and doesn't really answer.
Because she's like, "How old is your son?" And she,
He just had a birthday.
no, actually, and we don't really get details on.
No,
Right?
I did
like how
read
old he was, what exactly happened.
The things that I read were there were two backstories. One of them was for Harry, and one of them was for Faye and Frank and Bobby. And it was that Frank had a bad temper. He always yelled at Bobby. He got fed up with it, so he was going to leave, and he got himself a car and took off in the car and died in a car accident.
Dang.
So that's what happened there, apparently, which is why supposedly what I read, that in the end, when Carlos comes pretending to be Bobby and mentions, like, come see the car, Dad's down there.
Oh.
That she's like, you're not him. Like, whoa, hold on.
She knew because
whatever.
of the because
of the-
he wanted to see his dad, like, because he was like,
well, also because he was like, oh, what a guy. Yeah.
and she's like, wait a minute,
hold on a second.
you hate your
You're-
father.
Yeah. I happen to know you hate his fucking
My
guts.
Bobby would never.
Bobby would never.
So they all meet up, assemble on the roof to watch the alien mating ritual. Like they're going to come up here and watch these bots fuck.
Right.
Because they realize that's what's happening, right?
Right. Because they're like, what are they doing in there? And Faye's like, what do you think they're doing in there? Like, so let's all stand around and watch. Mason gets his dick out and he starts beating it.
But they're Mormons, so they just press their foreheads together and look at each other because they're not allowed to fuck. They don't have.
They're, what are they, soaking?
No. But there's not even. They don't go that graphic. This is a children's movie. So, like, there's no insertion of anything, I don't think. They just kind of...
Just into the plugs.
Yeah.
Well, they don't show anything. It just lights up and it's
just
light
up in the pigeon shed or whatever the fuck that is.
Well, because Bobby kept birds. He kept pigeons.
What kind of child was Bobby? I want to know more.
I know.
About
I want to know.
Bobby.
Well, Bobby B. Bobby B. He dug out duty bubbles for a living.
For a living.
That's how he made his munty.
Duty bubble. Duty bubble.
Pigeons and duty bubbles.
Oh my God. So yeah, she's like, so they're done, and then she's like, she's gonna get hungry. So she wasn't pregnant yet. She wasn't getting juiced up because she was already.
She was just like, she's gonna be hungry because I just saw her taking the railing of her fucking life.
And I don't understand why they needed to do that for them to have little bots, because she just builds them inside of her. Like, she's not organically developing.
Do not ask questions.
Do not ask questions. Get any answers. I know.
You're not. You're not. Unless you get Steven Spielberg or Mick Garris or fucking any of those motherfuckers on the phone
maybe I
now.
will tag Mick Garris and ask.
And see, you know what?
Which I should have done before we did this episode. But if he answers me, we'll talk about it on
like,
the next one. Like, can you give me any backstory on these fucking aliens?
We have a couple of questions. We have several questions, Mr. Garris.
About batteries not included.
And sleepwalkers while we're fucking at it. While we have your ear.
True. So they got to get her powered up. So they take like a string of Christmas lights and shit, connect them together. And
extension cords and all kinds of shit to get her juiced up, because now she's been railed so hard, apparently she can't even fucking move.
And the little robot hands grabbing the lights.
I know.
See, this is how we got through all the sadness, because
it had tiny little robot hands. And the little baby has little tiny robot hands too.
And they have little feet.
I know. They're tiny little feet.
I cannot believe nobody made fucking merch for this. There was no.
I know.
I don't think there was any batteries not included toys.
I would have had the entire fucking set. I would have had that. I'd still have that.
I would still buy this if somebody, toy makers, whoever,
model with light up eyes. If the eyes light up, they have to fucking light up. They have to fucking light up.
I would have the whole family.
I'd have the whole family. I would have the entire whatever those were, like all of the things. Just give me those little things. I don't even care if they fly. Don't matter to me.
They don't have to fly.
They don't even have to fucking move. They just have to light up. That's it.
Absolutely. That's it. Agreed. So get on that, whoever. I don't know who I'm talking to, but I don't know anybody who has any power to make this happen. But
putting it out in the fucking universe right now.
Yes, if you know somebody who has the power to make it happen, whisper in their ear.
If you
included toys.
What is that thing that Robert Stack used to say at the end of Unsolved Mysteries? If you can solve this mystery or whatever, maybe you can solve a mystery. So I don't know, something like that. But yeah, if you can solve the mystery of how you get these fucking toys made, do it.
So Carlos is over there spying with his binoculars, telling the gang binoculars.
Yeah, they're staked out in like another busted out building across the way.
He's like, somebody's helping them.
Right.
And Faye's like waving.
I know. She's over there looking with her binoculars and she's waving back at them.
While she feeds the little aliens Diet Pepsi cans.
I know. They're like eating the metal, like they're feeding the metal, like it's all very cute. It's all very cute.
And she now thinks that Mason and Marisa? That Mason and Marisa are like a married couple because they're standing there with each other and she's all pregnant. And she's like, oh,
she's a darling girl.
Aren't you lucky?
Right. So now like the little guy is feeding its mate and Marisa believes they're here for them. Like
everybody thinks, that they wished them there or something.
Right. Because she talks about being superstitious and like, what do you believe and all of this stuff. And he's like, so when do you do? She's like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. She had no prenatal care because...
I don't know. My boyfriend's going to take care of me.
Because her traveling musician boyfriend's not there. She just hasn't gone to the doctor because he's going to handle it. What?
Is your boyfriend a horn player and an obstetrician?
OBGYN? Really?
Incredible. But he's on tour right now, you say?
Because she looks pretty, at least 6 months.
She looks
at least.
pretty pregnant. She's definitely showing.
For sure. And she's like, oh, he'll be back. It's just because he's an artist. Like,
right, like you're an artist. I can't believe
it.
your girlfriend left you.
And he wants to come in her apartment. She's like,
no, you can't. I gotta take a nap.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Right.
And then she does, and that's when she opens a door and she's like, maybe they're here for me or whatever.
Or maybe they're here for you.
Or for you. That's what she says, for you.
Right. So now the gang is over there teasing Carlos. Like, because he's telling them, like, I got, like, robot fucked or something over there in their pigeon coop. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but something's crazy over there. And they're like, yeah, sure, Jan.
Sure.
Whatever.
Carlos, whatever you say.
So they all take off, and now they're like, there's lights.
And the lights are going wild over at the apartments. Kilowatts off the grid.
Kilowatt. What?
It's like
doing
0.21 because it shows you like the meter like spinning.
Yes,
like,
of course,
what?
it always does. I'm surprised they didn't cut to the big handle.
Oh yeah, somebody
that they
having
always
to turn
do.
on the fucking nuclear power.
This wasn't a John Hughes movie, I guess.
Oh,
so
I
they
guess,
felt the need. They did not need to do that, I guess.
Because it is baby time.
Oh shit.
So
Yeah, Faye's like, tonight's the night.
Yep, it's happening.
So
and the women
she blew
watch
the fuses.
miracle of childbirth while the men are fixing the fuses.
Right, it happened. I'm a grandmother.
Yeah, that's so weird. I mean,
Two
it's
little
adorable, but
guys.
weird.
It's twins. They're like, let's have cigars. Mason is fucking gooped.
Spare parts and intelligence.
Right.
Living
They like
hardware.
machines that reproduce themselves.
Now he's like, oh my God, I got to get some money out of this. Probably.
Well,
he doesn't
and
do
now-
that, but you can see. I
Frank-
would not be surprised to see dollar signs in his eyes.
Well, of course, maybe a little bit. He's pretending to be an artist when he's really just like a yuppie.
So yeah, he totally dresses like a yuppie.
He totally dresses like a yuppie. So like, oh shit, but she's not
Something's
done.
happening. Yeah, something's happening. Oh my God.
She's rattling, and this is where we get the close-up
of the birth canal.
of this robotic birth canal sphincter that opens up.
And the little run to the litter, ting, ting, ting,
Just pops on out little odds and ends. It's
looking
a
stillborn.
Stillborn. Yeah, that's a fucking. Ooh, you got a stillborn.
And Harry's like,
batteries not included.
So did
they say that
Did you just
twice.
have to pop some AAAs in there? Or?
Right? So I did see that they call it, obviously this movie is called Batteries Not Included, but at the same time a horror movie was being made that they were working under Batteries Not Included, and they had to change it because of this. And that horror movie was Child's Play.
Can you imagine? Because Batteries Not Included would have been a good fucking title for Child's Play. Mm-hmm. It's honestly really should have gone to.
I mean, Child's Play is a great.
I don't know what you would call this movie though if you didn't call it.
Well,
but
I mean, because Harry watches all the commercials, he talks in taglines and whatever.
Yeah.
But if you would have had, because Child's Play, of course, has had several sequels and a show and all
It
of
would have
this
been
stuff.
weird, like
Batteries Not Included 1, Batteries Not Included 2. Yeah,
You're right.
exactly.
You're right.
Precisely. So it makes it
itself
easier
more to
the sequels that you're going to get from a legacy horror film like that.
So yeah, so Carlos sees them burying the runt, and
Right. He sees Harry sneaking around up there. Faye's having a funeral for this stillborn. Mason wants to dissect it. Marissa's in her feelings, like, what the fuck is the matter with you?
because she's like, I'm pregnant. Like, even though you might not think of this as a
that
baby, that's
little
a baby.
soul, like, did not even have a chance. Like, now she's all like trying to think about, well, I really haven't felt this baby move, and like I haven't
Maybe
had
I
any
should
prenatal
go to the doctor.
Right?
Is that gonna happen to me?
Oh my God.
Could
Is she
be.
counting movements? Is she
Because there's never
measuring?
one of those moments, which there always is in every movie with a pregnant woman, where she goes, "Oh, you want to feel
Right?
it kick?"
Right? Or
Especially
like
to her new boyfriend, whose baby this is not. Why do
I
they
know.
always do that?
I know.
There's always that moment, like, "Ooh, feel this other man's baby in my belly."
I
Isn't
know.
that
I
adorable?
don't. I mean, whatever. I guess I don't know. That's not a choice I would make, but I don't have to, so it doesn't matter.
True. But Harry goes and digs it up. And
Oh,
steals
yes.
it.
And Frank is like, what you doing? Like, he's all going to juke him out. Like,
Right? Like, come on, Frank. This is a
he's
big ass
fast on
boxer.
his feet. I know. He'll just go right through. Well, no, he's like nonviolent. He ain't going to hurt Frank. He ain't going to hurt Frank, but he snatches up this baby and takes off, runs down to his space,
And he
goes
takes
about
apart his
fixing it.
TV to get all the parts.
Right. Spare parts.
So, no, he
bud.
didn't, I guess, just have to pop some batteries in.
No, I guess not. So now Riley's is back in fucking business.
Because the alien bots are running the diner.
Yep.
They're doing all the not even just behind the scenes. They're just like out there. How come the news is not here?
I know. Well, you know what? No, they're not out there. They're back in the kitchen, but only Carlos sees
That's
the
why he
little
thinks
guy
he's
come out
crazy.
with the buns for whatever
right.
reason.
And all
But
the
only
workers
him-
are eating there now.
Right, because
it's all
it's
nice.
like, well, you know, whatever. But it comes out like the burger's all backwards and like whatever. Like it's his first day. He's learning. Frank has to show him pictures.
Yes, because he
Of what
puts
the
the
things-
burger on top of the bun, and he does
Yes.
he's doing some stuff.
And there are
wrong.
critters in their fucking soup. C rating.
Right?
C rating for Riley's Diner.
But I gotta say, whoever's making these toys, because you know it's gonna happen now.
I know now that we
I
put
need
it
a
out there.
variant of the baby right here with the cheese slice on its head.
Oh my God.
Why
that,
was
in
that
the little
not-
burger?
That was so cute with it inside the burger. I need burger parts to come with
Yes, for the little
for
the little
guy.
girl one.
Or girl, yeah.
That
It needs
looks
to
like
come
it,
with,
it seems like that's the little girl one. I don't know if
She had
that's,
bigger
they did that
eyes.
shit. I know they did that shit. It had like a little bob haircut with the bangs.
kind of, yeah.
Why did that little robot have
I
bangs?
did not even really notice, but now that you say that, it totally did. So
It
yeah,
looked like little Bart and Lisa Simpson.
it gets
Oh,
served
Brad
up as a
Bird.
burger. What? Oh yeah. Hey, there you go.
Hey, there you go. So yeah, it gets served up as a burger. It jumps off the thing.
the fucking
little
cheeseburger walking around.
I know.
Come on,
With the
I
little
need this
foot.
in my life.
Seriously, please do this.
And
Somebody
yeah,
please.
baby in the soup. That's like you said,
that-
C rating.
C rating. C rating. You don't know where they've been. They've been to space.
Oh, and she does name these two. These are Flotsam
Oh,
and
Flotsam
Jetsam.
and Jetsam. Isn't that cute, Frank? And he's like, I got a fucking diner to run here, Faye.
She's like, we're like a family again.
I know. And
Like,
he's
don't
like,
get too attached to these things.
right. Like that. And she's like, you and me and Flotsam and Jetsam and Bobby. And he's like, yeah. No. He's just like, be nice, Papa. Don't drive them away too.
I couldn't figure out what this next thing said. It says forehead McDouchebag. That's the guy we were talking about, Kovacs.
Mr. Limo Forehead lurking in
Yep.
the coop is what I wrote.
There you go.
Mr.
And so-
Limo Forehead lurking in the coop, and he's meeting up with Carlos, and the coop doesn't have any evidence now. Now there's like, it's just a bunch of shit in there.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know what you're fucking talking about. There's a bunch of shit in here. So Carlos, he got his little tie on, or no, this isn't it.
He goes in like he's going to go eat there or whatever, and the workers stand up to him.
But he like is acting an asshole throughout this whole thing. And she's like, Bobby, have you had your lunch?
Yeah, and then he goes in, he sees the little guys, and he gets spooked. That's who shocked him.
Right, it's shocking. And he's like, are you inviting me to dinner? And that's what he sees that. And then he goes out the door and he makes a scene or whatever. So now Harry is still trying to fix the littlest one, and zap. It
Yeah, he
goes
gets
into
him
the
wet.
sink. Well, it like zaps out and it falls into the sink
Right.
and
And
falls
goes down
down
the
the drain.
drain.
And he's having like a real hard time living, and he pulls himself out of the toilet
And blows a bubble?
because he was in the soap. There was all the
from
soap
before.
in the-
Okay. So as Mason's going grocery shopping for Marisa and her baby.
Right. He's got so much milk.
And
He's
like, you guys like milk, right? Like,
You
you
got
gotta-
like
you gotta have
you need
milk.
milk, all kinds of milk, 1%, 2%, whole milk, real milk, raw milk, almond milk, oat milk, shit, bitch. What
I don't
do
think
you need?
they had all that in 1987.
No, I
though.
don't think they did either.
It was
And is
like
that
whole and 2%.
just a peppercini?
Oh, I didn't
Was
notice.
that just a peppercini that
single?
a single that he was like, ooh, I got you this for that special, and he eats it and like panics. Like I ate that shit by the fistful when I was pregnant. I was like, yes. Relax,
I
Mason.
wasn't into spicy when I was pregnant because I got a lot of heartburn.
Well, it doesn't matter. I ate nothing but pepperoncinis and pineapple and popsicles. I don't know why those three things were the
Weird.
only three things that I could
Only
eat.
things with peas.
Yeah. They were all pea things.
Interesting. Oh.
I know. Not pea, though. Not peas.
I bet you did have to pee all the time.
I did have to pee all the time. And I also had to puke all the time. So, hey.
All the peas are covered. But he goes in and he sees that she has his art collection.
Right. He's like, oh.
And her
she's like, I've been looking at this a lot in the sunlight. I know. And she's like, I've been looking at it a lot. And like, he's all, now I'm in love with you because you think I'm shitty art is good.
And especially you like, the one of me.
You like looking at my self-portrait that I painted of myself. Wow. And I love that you're pregnant.
Right? He does not mind in the least.
Apparently not. I mean, I guess that's cool. So now Carlos goes to see Kovacs and Lacey, and he's trying to like keep his job.
He's in his top dollar finest.
Yes, he is. This maroon suit. Where did he even fucking get that? I don't know. Where did he even fucking get that?
I have no idea.
I feature it. It looks great on him.
Absolutely.
Did he wear it with his Nikes?
I don't remember if it showed his shoes.
The one that the little play suit that he's wearing later, that little tropical play suit that he's wearing later, like straight out of Miami Vice. I feature that look.
It's giving Weekend at Bernie's.
A little bit, a little bit. So anyway, he goes down there. He's trying to keep his job, and they're like, you know what?
In 3 days, all their permits expire. It's whatever.
Right. They got to be out like tonight. He's like, no, I'm going to handle it. It's going to be fine. Like, just give me a chance.
And Lacey's like, no, I've made other arrangements. Like, you're off the job.
Right. Don't even fucking worry about it. Don't go there no more.
So the baby bots help Mason paint Marisa.
Marisa. Oh, yeah.
And they're sword fighting with the paintbrushes, which is adorable.
Which is really cute. But like, she's sitting there fully clothed.
Yep. Just a nice,
fully clothed. She's just sitting there,
respectable painting. But no.
She takes a peek at what he's painting, and he's got them Elizabeth Peña titties out.
He sure do.
Like, is this flirting?
Like, I don't even know how I would react. Like, especially as a pregnant lady, and you're not even dating. Like, I haven't even kissed or anything.
I don't even know you. I don't even really know you.
How
like,
dare
we're just
you
experiencing a robot alien miracle.
My titties.
Right, sir.
And then what if
Mason, sir?
What if he had made them like either super huge or super? You know what I mean? Like if he made them. Oh
God!
Really
at least he made him like regular ass titties.
And if he does make them look like her real titties, that's another fucking mystery. Like bitch,
that's another fucking thing altogether. Like they're right across the hall.
You've been spying
Is he Norman Batesing her shit?
Right.
Watching her.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, but yeah, like I said, they find a reason even in a PG movie.
I know, to stick them titties in there, which I mean. Titties are titties, and it's great.
And then who should come back but baby daddy Hector?
There he is, right on cue. He shows up with like the entire fucking band.
Yep.
Whooping and hollering. And she's like, oh, it's Hector.
Forgets all about poor Mason.
While he's sitting there, because he's sitting there painting her with her titties out. She's like,
she went in that moment. She's like, well, I don't even have to make the decision because Hector's
I know.
back. So.
Hector's back. I don't even have to deal with this shit right now. Like, hey, Hector.
So Daddy Bot hits the close sign, lights Frank's cigar, and pours him a cup of coffee. He's got like a little servant bot.
I know.
Or something. Why is he all? I mean, I guess he is an old man, but
well, that's true. But they've been working all fucking day too, and well, I mean, I don't know if they get tired.
And
I don't know if they get tired.
The mama bot is teaching the baby bots to fly by just chucking them off the stairs.
Well, that's how you learn them to fly, I guess. So, and then the boy one, I guess you would assume, has like little baby hands and holds onto the. And at first I was like, oh, and now mama's going to saw his little hands off.
That's what I thought too. And I was like, nuh-uh. I mean, I know she could rebuild them, but damn, that's fucked up. But she
I know, that's harsh, but no. Just the stairs. Just the stairs. It's fine. It's fine.
And the little fella catches him.
The
siblings have a little celebration.
Right, because Harry has revived him and he's up there teaching him to respond to the little dog whistle and like whatever. And he hears his siblings, or whatever, it doesn't matter, and goes in there and saves his brother, sister, sibling from falling down the staircase.
And Harry's there. We bring good things to life.
What was that? GE, also who made Mason's coffee pot.
Oh, maybe they were
his
sponsored.
Product placement, and also what was it? Don't leave home without it. What was that? American Express?
Yes.
Okay. See, I've been indoctrinated too. I remember these commercials.
But they all scram when Mason comes in drunk.
Oh, yes. And he's like, oh, well, you know what happens when they learn how to fly? They leave the nest. Ah! Like, why was he out there getting drunk across the street?
I don't.
He could just get
across the street.
He was just sitting out there watching Marissa's window while they're up there partying.
Weird.
Like, he could have just gotten drunk in his apartment.
Yeah. He wanted to watch from. That's how he saw them titties. He goes and sits on that curb.
Oh, and he gets drunk and then he goes in there and imagines.
Get pregnant. He's all, I'm familiar with Hector, and I'm familiar with them titties. I seen them.
That's dork.
But probably what happened.
I mean, well, in the city.
So Carlos breaks in.
Yes.
Mason gets his art back from Marisa and finds her in his apartment.
I know. I was like, is he just breaking into her apartment right now?
I guess he did.
He shows up and just...
Well, but she would have been in there with Hector, wouldn't she? So...
No, because Hector had already... Yeah, he took off and
so
she's in his apartment.
Like 2 hours or something?
I know. Was that not the same night?
I thought so.
Okay, so anyway, he like straight up breaks into her apartment, takes his art back,
and then
comes back down to his apartment.
Place, yeah.
And she's in there.
Hector's already gone. He's on his way to Chicago.
But I wanted him to leave.
Because I have white boy fever.
He's not. He's Greek.
Oh, is he Greek? Oh, that name.
Well,
yeah.
well, come on now. That name.
So Carlos breaks the water main and all the power meters.
Yes, he's in there fucking all their shit up. No power, no water. They'll leave. Even though he's been told, like, don't fucking bother.
Don't fucking do anything else. It's fine. We're taking care of it. Which I don't know what their plan was to take care of it. Do we see?
No, happen? The plan was to firebomb the shit out of that place. Right. That was his goons or whatever that did all that. But the little guys are now coming down
to inspect what's happening.
Yeah, and Carlos just fucking bop
with
the little guy with an axe, and it like dies for a second. And then like Frank and Mason and Harry go down there and like whatever, like he tosses Harry down the stairs.
Yeah, it gets real fucking Carlos. I know. Has some problems.
I know. Well, I don't know what he's trying to get in with this fucking asshole Lacey, I guess.
I guess he saw that money that if you got envelopes of cash to hand out to these people.
Right? That you're just giving to me. I just take the fucking envelopes and go.
So he got that suit.
Well, that's the people that didn't take the money. He bought that suit with it.
But yeah, of course, Faye still thinks it's Bobby. And they're like, finally.
Because he can't get out.
Yeah.
So Harry comes down and he just like beats the shit out of Carlos because he's had enough. And Faye is like, no, Bobby. Oh.
And so doesn't he finally tell her, Frank, like, Bobby's dead? Yeah,
Bobby's dead. And she's like, you wish he was dead.
Yeah, so she doesn't. It doesn't matter if you tell her he's dead.
No. It's just sad. So now the babies have taken off. They like left in the struggle. So now Harry is frantically looking.
He's got his dog whistle trying to call him back.
Right, and they're not responding. Mama's in there fixing daddy. And now they all go out looking for these babies.
And a limo pulls up. And what did I fucking write here?
Like rolls out like there's
henchmen. The henchmen. And with the gas cans or whatever.
Right. This is when they drop off the dude to like set the bombs. They're just like, we're just going to firebomb this shit instead. And it's like, this has always disgusted me. Even when I was a kid, I was like, what?
Right? Like,
why would you like, you're going to fucking explode, like light a massive.
With people
with
inside?
Balloons and like whatever. I felt they were very specific with the bomb making as well. I felt like I could do it. If I just knew what some of those things were and got my hands on a couple balloons, like I could destroy a building.
You never know when you might need to destroy a building, I guess.
I mean, the 80s, they just like exposed you to all kinds of weird shit.
Yeah.
All kinds of weird shit.
And so the little guys almost get got by the street sweeper. And
right, because that hubcap, they think it's like...
so cute.
I know.
The tiniest one is the cutest
The little one
me.
with the little patches.
And they didn't name him, right? So it's Flotsam and Jetsam and the Runt. I don't know.
Patches.
So the daddy gets all fixed up.
Yes. They go out. Faye's like, go look for your babies. So they go out. Harry climbs a fucking thing. He gets a megaphone and he climbs a building and he's out there with the dog whistle.
Was that in front of the legs billboard?
Yes, the legs billboard.
Legs.
Oh, she knows how to use them. Ooh, we started the month with ZZ Top, and we're ending the month with ZZ Top.
Oh, we're sandwiched in a ZZ sandwich.
A ZZ Top witch.
ZZ Top witch.
We're between two beards.
So Carlos comes upon the dude burning the building.
Right, the guy that's setting the bomb, and he's like, "Fuck are you doing?"
Right. And
he's like,
because he realizes Faye is still inside.
Well, he's like, nobody's here, so we're just gonna blow it the fuck up. Everybody took off for the night, whatever. So Carlos is like, well, great. He's gonna start busting all this shit up, whatever. They follow him outside, and Faye is like, Bobby, come in, Bobby. It's late. And he's like, I thought you said
nobody was here.
Nobody was fucking in there. And he was like, well, it's too late now. Sorry about it. That old lady's about to be toast.
So he's trying to make the gas man go save her, but he breaks his knee.
I don't know, but he's like, I'll tell you, the fucking the bomb thing's on the 4th floor. You have to like stop it now, but you got like 2 minutes. So,
and he's up there trying to help her, and she's like, Bobby, you're hurting me.
Oh, well, I know. He was like, she goes, I got the ham on. She's making dinner because that's when she invited him to dinner.
Right.
Or whatever. And he was like, well, you got to go. And he starts yelling at her. And she's like, Bobby, you're hurting me.
And so he's like, all right, I'll be Bobby then.
Well, because she slaps him and he's like, bitch.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah,
Gee whiz, ma.
He pretends
Sorry about that.
to get her out of the apartment, but she doesn't believe him because he says something about dad.
Right. Like I got the car downstairs. Dad's down there. What a guy. And she's like, you're not Bobby. So she runs in there and locks the door, and he goes to try to stop the bomb, but it's too late.
Everything's on fire.
It's already started, so he like kicks down the fucking door. And I told you, like, I thought I was going to get away with not crying.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I didn't cry.
And I know,
Luckily.
I know what happens. I know what happens. But I felt
still
like,
like,
I was
"Are they
like,
gonna
oh my
make
God,
it?"
is she going to fucking make it? He kicks down the door and he goes in there and he fucking throws a robe over and fucking gets out the fire escape, and everybody else shows up.
Well, and where the fuck were they?
They were looking for the babies.
But like, it seems like they just are taking. They left Faye home alone.
That seemed
dementia?
ill-advised. Well, they couldn't take her, but I mean, they couldn't leave her. They shouldn't leave
One
her either.
person
I mean,
should have stayed behind.
right. But then it would have been like what? Marisa, the pregnant lady, and the old lady. That they they might have realized it if she was home.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like were there no lights on in the windows when they
She
pulled
had
up
to
out
have-
front?
She had to have had the apartment lights on, but maybe
She
just
did.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever. Anyhow,
well
so
thought
they show up, and now I'm like starting to get really upset because they see the whole building's on fire. And Frank is like, where's Faye? Where's Faye? Like, you left her in the burning building, sir.
In the building that's on fire, sir.
Right. And Carlos escapes out of the fire escape with Faye over his shoulder, just in the nick, with his hands all burnt up. And she goes off to the hospital. Frank goes with her, and the building crumbles.
Yeah.
It just falls apart while everybody stands outside watching the destruction happen.
Yep. So that night, the aliens come. And
Well, the next day, in the morning, Carlos goes with flowers and donuts.
Oh,
she
right.
don't want to see it. She finally realizes that Bobby's dead because he's like, look, it's Bobby. He came back. And she's like, that's not Bobby. And like, she finally, whatever, he takes off. And now the bulldozers have come, but Harry is sitting on the stoop.
right.
And now the bulldozer guys are like, when he moves, we'll move. Like, we're
Right.
not going to make him move. Like, whatever. They're like, it's just a bunch of shit. He's like, there's a person up there. He's like, yeah, I said what I said.
Yeah.
This fucking limo forehead guy.
They're like, we're not.
This
listening to you.
fucking limo
Have
forehead
you seen
guy.
yourself, sir?
I know. So they let him sit there all goddamn day until the night. And they come back.
Right.
And I guess Marisa and Mason have also spent the night in the hospital.
Yeah,
Because they seem like they were there too. I
Maybe
mean,
they were
to have
visiting?
some
I
place
don't
to
know.
sleep.
Oh yeah, I guess just sleeping in the
Because
waiting
like
room or whatever.
it was either that or like the police station
Yeah.
that they were sleeping in. But anyway, so the little guys come back. or the littlest guy comes back
Yeah.
to Harry, and he starts setting in those little tiles and being all fucking adorable. Like they all start small, and then the rest of them come. The rest of the family comes,
And like their whole planet or whatever.
the whole bunch of them come. I guess there was like it was like, okay, so the littlest guy comes, then the family comes, the ones that you recognize, and then the next string of them that come were like the second choices of what the alien robots look like.
Okay.
And then like the ones that came after that were even like third and fourth
Just all different
choices of what
designs.
they were just all the different designs that they had for the robot
That's cool.
bots. So that's kind of cool. So now in the morning,
is where she gets discharged from the hospital.
right?
And
She
comes with the flowers and all that stuff.
she finds out Bobby's dead. She breaks down, but now the cops are coming. They're like, "You guys live at this place. You need to get down here right now."
And they get down there, and the building is brand spanking
There's a
new.
whole crowd. It's a fucking miracle in one night. They were like,
Yep.
"Didn't this place burn last night? Weren't we
Right?
here?" Whatever. And now it's a fully restored building from tile to roof.
Yep.
What
And
a
the workers
miracle!
are all happy.
Yes,
They all like
everyone's.
them now.
I know, and they're like, "Hey, Mr. Lacey, what's up?" He's like, "No, we're still going ahead with our fucking plans but
remain
also
unchanged.
the Preservation Society lady is like, "Oh, now I love it." So I assume that they're going to preserve this one little building because later on,
Right, they show it, which gave me very much Gremlins 2.
yes,
When Billy's
very much
house
that.
is still in the middle, well, the copy of the house or whatever, they leave it in the middle of the Chinatown.
Very, very much that. Very, very much that. But like, how is this really going to work out for this tiny little bill? Is Riley's Diner still going to be allowed to operate? And they're old.
They're going to die within 5 years. And
I know,
all
that's
this
what I
isn't gonna
wrote. Like,
matter.
a month later, they died.
Or they go to the fucking retirement home or whatever. Like, I don't know.
I mean, are Mason and Marisa going to take it over? Because it seems like they're going to get together.
I guess that would be cute. Whatever.
They end up, because there was no sequel. Like, or do they just give it to Harry? Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, and you don't see, like, do the bots stay? Do they leave?
Well,
Is
no, they
this-
leave. They take off, I guess, and they're like having our work is done here.
Or, like,
they
do
all
they
kind of
go
fly off.
somewhere else on Earth, or you know,
I don't know,
I don't know
yeah.
where they all came from because it never fucking says.
Where did they come from? Where did they go? Where did they come from? Robert I. Joe.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to
But yeah.
see. So this movie doomed us, I guess, to even sit through a really sad story if it
I
means
know.
adorable little creatures with tiny hands.
Well, and to like personify robots. This is why I don't like robots, but I also like robots. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't want to see robot people, but I like little robot creatures.
They're so cute.
I guess. Well, these ones are really fucking cute. And Johnny Five is really fucking cute.
Yeah, and they didn't make Johnny Five toys either, and the sequel
No.
even was Johnny Five toys, was like part of the thing.
I know. It was funny. I said to my husband earlier today about like, he's like, "Oh, what movie are you doing?" And I was all, "Batteries Not Included." And he was all, "Johnny Five." I go, "No, we just did that one." And then he
Wrong
said
one.
something about, and I was like, and also everything that we remember from that fucking movie is from the sequel.
Yeah,
By the way.
a lot of it, yeah. A lot of it is.
I was all the shit. Like, he didn't even call him fucking Johnny Five in the first one.
Nope.
Till the very, very end.
Nope. So that wraps up our March of the Machines.
Yes, this is it.
And we've got coming up for you in April
April Fools.
all month long.
So it's foolishness. And we also, in the month of April, will have our 200th episode.
That is coming up, and it fits into April Fools perfectly.
Yes, it sure do. It's a little extra.
A little something special, a little something different.
So you'll just have to wait and see.
So we have one message from Zoe at Backlook Cinema, who's left us a couple other messages. This one's a little bit long, Zoe, just FYI.
Oh, okay.
But it's nice, so I'm going to play it anyway.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Move the thing.
Hello, Doom ladies. It's Zoe Richardson from Backward Cinema, the podcast. And by Doom ladies, I mean both Nicole and Tessa and Q or Kim. Oh, well, I can't remember what her name is, but I do like that I heard her voice her voice clearly and concisely for the first time on the Back to the Future episode, which was wonderful, by the way. And I hope to hear her voice again. I didn't hear it in the RoboCop episode, but hopefully moving forward, we could get more of the third voice on Doom Generation. And speaking of Back to the Future, you were asking about if the filmmakers knew that they were going to make sequels to Back to the Future. And what's interesting is that I also did an episode for that movie, and I had a blast doing it. And in my research, I found that they didn't actually know. And doing some more digging, I found an interview that was done by a person named Bobby Hundred, and he did an interview with the co-writer and producer Bob Gale.
Oh.
So Bobby had asked that same question if they knew they were making sequels. And this is in reference to Jennifer's poor treatment in Back to the Future Part 2. And what Bob says, and I'll read what he said in the interview. He said, "No, we had no idea that there was ever going to be a sequel. As Bob Zemeckis often says, quote, if we knew we were going to make a sequel, we would never have had Jennifer in the car with him at the end of the first movie," end quote. Because when it came time for us to write the second one and figure what we were going to do, what were we going to do with Jennifer? She was not a very well-developed character, and the story was not about her, and we actually ended up having to have her unconscious for most of Back to the Future Part 2. So the thing is, they didn't know how to write for Jennifer, what to do with Jennifer, so they stuck her in the refrigerator, and if they could go back and do it all over again, they would have just left her in 1985.
Just leave her there.
That's the answer. Male writing women. I guess that's the answer to that question. So that was, as I said, an excellent episode, and I love the RoboCop episode also, and I can't wait to hear more from Doom Generation. Have a great one.
Thank you,
Zoe. And yeah, that does make sense. Why the hell would they put her in the fucking car?
Because that was, I think we asked that in the thing, was like,
I think we do.
Why
like,
bring
why
her
even
if you're
bring
going to leave her? I mean,
I
she
guess.
did have the moment of like going to the house, like, so I guess that was a reason, because otherwise they were trying to stay away from all of their future selves. So that was the only way, I guess, to get
seemed like it would be more
them
dangerous.
there. But yeah.
And also, Zoe, it is Kim. And there's
Kim,
four of us, actually. So
he said Kim Liana.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that
Q
part.
or Kim.
Yeah, Q or Kim.
Like, I got to enunciate better, I guess.
I know. So, yeah, usually it's 3.
Usually it's 3. Every once in a while it's 4. And then some nights like tonight, it's just
us two. It's a duo. Oh, buildings, castles in the sky. Oops, which one?
Wrong verse.
I mean, they both are this. That goes with it. But
yes.
Those are different ones. But yeah. So yeah, fucking batteries not included.
And it's not available to watch anywhere. So
no, it's not. Thank you, Patrick.
Yeah, here's another good reason to get some physical media.
It is. Well, I showed you. I did send that picture that my mom still does in fact have that tape.
VHS taped.
Yes, with also Popeye and the Princess Bride on there, and the New Kids on the Block step-by-step video is also
tapes
on there.
Were long.
There's got to be. I need to get my hands on some of those tapes, because there's got to be some commercials,
right?
There's got to be some stuff on some of those tapes.
We got to figure that out.
I need to get a fucking hookup. I got the VCR right here, but I don't have the cords.
Oh shit!
And I don't know if these cords go into this TV.
Oops.
I don't know. I'll try to figure it out.
TV VCR combo, so I don't have to worry about cords.
Isn't that the dream?
It is.
Isn't that the dream?
If you guys
to
have any
have
tips
one of those
on a good place to find,
right? If you have any leads,
like not one that's like $500,
right? Because fuck that.
I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I know. I'm not trying to pay 1987 prices for a fucking VCR. Okay,
seriously. So yeah, leave us a message, 702-720-DOOM. Text us, 702-720-DOOM. Instagram, Doom Generation Pod, Patreon, patreon.com/Doom Generation.
All of the things.
Like, rate, subscribe, review. All of those things are very much appreciated.
Indeed.
And until next week,
we'll talk at you next time.
Later, Doomers.